Hi, I'm Nate with Elvish Tac Archery Pro Shop and Range here in Phillipsburg, PA. And today I want to talk about the Elvish Tac, or more commonly known as the Tac Light, from Elvish Tactical Gear. So this is a newer-ish lighting system that has come onto the market in the past few years, and I've been really putting off purchasing one because of the price point. But I can tell you with absolute certainty that it has been well worth every single penny that I've spent on this, as it has allowed me to totally change how I target shoot, and particularly outside where the lighting can be totally different. So real quick, let's just go over what you get in the box, as well as the initial fit and function of the Sight Light kit. The full disclosure, Elvish Tac did not send me this light. I put my credit card down over at Lancaster's website. They've gotten their fair share of money of me over the years, and we are not a dealer of Elvish Tac lights yet in our store. Hopefully, maybe one day we will be. Very nice box that it comes in here. Of course, has your instructions and has all the parts and components that you need in order to mount this to your sight in a litany of different ways. We'll talk about that in a minute. Also comes with a red charging cord and the ability to either plug it into the cigarette outlet in your vehicle, so if you're traveling to a tournament you forget to charge it, or you can plug it directly into the wall. It also comes with two different adapter kits. So the light is the light separate from the actual cord. The cord dictates the color of the light. There are 4 different color light options from Elvish Tac. Blue and ultraviolet are going to work though with nearly every fiber color on the market, whether it's clear, green, red, orange, or yellow. They have it in 2 different sizes. This is the smaller one that would directly fit into your TrueBall XL scopes, your AVX scopes, and that very tiny thread that they have there. But they also sell it with each individual adapter. So each individual adapter can fit pretty much every scope on the market. Mine, I have to neck down to fit my Viper scope, made here in the Brookville area of Pennsylvania. And so I have it necked down from the big red adapter, and we'll pull it up here in a second. So for as complicated as this looks, this is actually literally a plug-and-play system. You have multiple mounting options. I have mounted mine with the plate here directly to the back side of my B3 Exact 3D. So this is only a 6-inch bar. I have plenty of room. You can even see my silver Sharpie here where I connect it to the bow. Plenty of wiggle room here, but you can mount this into the riser. They have offset brackets. It's all listed there in the instruction manual how to do it. This is the easiest way to do it, and it works very, very well. Everything is machined aluminum here, of course, with the exception of the electronic components on the inside. Like I said earlier, this is really a plug-and-play system. There's not 57 different dials and switches and, power up, power off. It's really simple, and the LED screen, or the backlit screen here, works very cleanly. I have 0 complaints. As I said earlier, this is the largest of the 2 cords that come in the package. Next down to these black adapters. These black adapters then can fit any scope that's out there on the market. I just found the one that fit the thread for my Viper scope, threaded in there, threaded the red component right into it, plugged it in. It uses a micro USB slot here. So even if you lose your charging cord and you have micro USB cords laying around, it'll plug right in and it will charge the light. The instructions are very simple, very easy to follow. The coolest thing with an Elvish Tac is the ability for it to go into sleep mode all by itself. So we've all experienced, particularly those twist lights. You're shooting, or you go on a hunt and you leave the light on accidentally. Next time you go to shoot, you find your batteries are dead. This has an automatic sleep mode, and it can be set for seconds up to several minutes. And what that does is, because the coolest part of this is it has a gyroscope on the inside, or for lack of a better term, the feeling that it knows that the bow is moving. Right? And when the bow is moving, it will always stay on. And I'm talking a micro amount of movement the bow has to do in order for this light to continuously stay on. So there's no timer set here. It is strictly, as I'm moving, the light is going to always stay on. Now, I have this cranked up all the way to 15. There are 15 brightness settings on the light, and this is 15. This is way too much. 15 would be used in, I don't even know, the brightest target, and you're lit up super well as well. Maybe in a 3D situation, you're shooting in a field, maybe middle of the day in a hunting situation, you're out west, chasing an antelope or something. 15, this is a 15 thousandths fiber I have in here. And I don't know if you can see that, but I can. It is an absolute laser beam coming out of this scope. I usually live between 1 and 7, and that usually has given me all the lighting capability that I need when I'm shooting on the 3D course. Because the beauty of a light like this, and with all the different settings, it allows you to pull that fiber back in. So I shoot a Viper scope, so it's just a tube that comes up, and so I've pulled that fiber back in. I actually haven't mushroomed it out. What that means is all the light of that pin is controlled not by the ambient light so much as it is by the actual light itself. So that means at targets at different distances, different lighting, different shadows, I can make this light fill up exactly what I need to with that pin. I can see the pin clearly, and it works out really well. Now, would I do this in a hunting situation? That's a lot to fuss and fiddle around with, but I still might carry it because the battery life is so good and the ability for it to turn itself on and off is so good when it goes into sleep mode. So as you can see, the light is on here. We're on full-blown 15 power, and you can probably even tell that this is absolutely glowing here. But this literally is just going down in 15 levels of power, and it'll go all the way down to 1. And when it gets to 1, it flashes to know that's the end of it. And the same thing if you go all the way to 15, it'll flash, let you know you're at the highest power. In order to change the length of time of the sleep mode, we're going to hold the power button down for 3 seconds. And now I see that I have set this to at 15 seconds of no motion activity, it's going to go into sleep mode and kill the battery. But as soon as I move the bow, as soon as I move the sight at all, and that means picking it up off the ground, just barely touching the cam with my finger, it's going to go ahead and turn itself back on. And you can change this down to 10 seconds, and it can go all the way up. There's a minute, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Really though, you don't need 10 minutes of it sitting there inactive, so I have it set to 15 seconds, and realistically, I could have it set to 10 if I wanted to. When I go to turn the light on, just a simple press the power button, and it gives me the battery life, 85%. I had charged this to 95% when I went to Franklin, shot for 2 days, 40 targets, several hours on both range. And never once recharge it. So it only moved 10% over 2 days of shooting. And as it's sitting here, there's still, even though it's not backlit, there's still a battery bar down here that shows me I have full life. And of course, if I need to be backlit a little bit to see it, I can just change how bright I want my pin to be. The light has detected 15 seconds of inactivity. It's just been sitting there on the ground. You can see the screen says sleep. I'm literally going to touch the cam to the right. There, it's on. There we go, it's going ahead and flash. It's now in sleep mode. And all I have to do is just start picking the bow up. Boom, it's on. That's all the more motion it took. I moved it half an inch and the light is already back on. And it's back on to 15, that's where I have it currently. So it doesn't reset to another number. And as soon as I'm done shooting, put the bow back down, it's gonna turn off. So by the time I'm done shooting, put my bow down, walk down to the target, there it goes into sleep mode. Score the arrows, come back, it's already off. Again. It's off, go to move the bow, boom, it's back on. That's how sensitive that is. And the battery life on it and how sensitive it is, this is inarguably my favorite sight light of all time. So this is definitely not something that I would want to be purchasing multiple times. This is definitely something that would go from bow to bow, my hunting bow, my target bow, indoor, outdoor, you get the picture. But with all the different adapters that come with it, the insane battery life, I can definitely take this from an HHA to a Spot Hog to a Viper to a B3 to a CBE, whatever the case may be, and have a light that's able to work from hunting to indoor, outdoor, and I think it's definitely gonna be plenty rugged to fit all of those needs. But that's all for this video on the Elvish Tac, the E-Tac light kit there. If you want to check them out, you can always look at Elvish Tac's website. You can find them at a large archery retailer, such as Lancaster Archery Supply, where I got mine. You can always reach out to us and see if we've become a dealer yet. We are not here as of June 2024. But that's all for this video. If you have any questions about my experience with the E-Tac or any other light kit out there on the market, please do follow the links in the description below. Find me on Facebook and Instagram. You can send me an email, averagetecharchery@gmail.com. You can leave me a comment here on YouTube as always, or you can come down to the shop for yourself on 21 North Front Street in Phillipsburg, PA. Hope you're able to get outside, enjoy the sport of archery hunting if you so choose. Definitely enjoy God's beautiful creation and see your pin while you're out there. We'll get to see you next time.